Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're getting straight to it today, tackling something we know you're particularly interested in, a 10-day water fast for weight loss.
That's right. And we've really immersed ourselves in the information available, looking at medical studies, clinic protocols, the whole picture, really, to give you clarity.
And yeah, this isn't just general info. This deep dive is specifically for you. We know you're 5'2", around 180 pounds, sedentary job.
Right, which puts your BMI around 32.8. That's
Yeah.
classified as obesity, which, comes with its own set of health considerations.
And you've mentioned getting minor headaches during shorter fasts before, and you're hoping to make this longer one as easy as possible. That's the goal you mentioned.
Okay, so first things first. What is a 10-day water fast? Basically nothing but water. No food, no calorie-containing drinks,
Just water.
just water. Some really strict protocols, like Dr. Alan Goldhammer's, even specified distilled water and complete rest. And even with a desk job, make no mistake, 10 days is a huge physiological undertaking.
And here's a really critical point right up front. Almost all medical advice warns against unsupervised fasts longer than, say, 72 hours.
Absolutely. 3 days max, unsupervised.
So 10 days is way beyond that threshold. It carries significant risk without medical oversight.
Which really contrasts with that desire for it to be easy, doesn't it? The reality involves potential fatigue, dizziness, mood shifts. It's demanding.
Definitely not easy.
So our mission here isn't to give a simple yes or no, especially about doing it alone. It's to explore the effectiveness claims, dig into the safety issues, which are major, and look at alternatives that might be, well, healthier and more sustainable for you.
Okay, let's unpack this, the science bit. What's actually going on in your body during a 10-day water fast?
Right. Your body goes through some pretty dramatic metabolic shifts. First, 12 to 36 hours roughly, it's burning through glucose sugar from your last meals and stored glycogen.
That's when the hunger really hits.
Often, yeah. As those stores run low, then comes the big switch. Your body starts breaking down stored fat into fatty acids and ketone bodies.
Ketose.
Exactly. Ketosis. These ketones become the main fuel, especially for your brain. That's the mechanism for fat loss.
But it's not always a smooth transition. You mentioned keto flu.
Right. Some people get headaches, fatigue, nausea, kind of flu-like symptoms. And given your history with headaches on shorter fasts, that's definitely something relevant for you. It's like your body recalibrating its fuel source.
So it's more than just switching fuel tanks then.
Oh, much more. Deeper changes happen. There's a 2025 study in molecular metabolism that's quite revealing. It found significant systemic changes, shifts in proteins across major organs, really ramping up after about day 3.
Interesting. What kind of changes?
Well, here's a key finding from that study. It actually showed an increase in pro-inflammatory proteins in the blood during a 10-day fast.
Wait, an increase in inflammation? I thought fasting was supposed to reduce it.
That's the common narrative, right? But this research suggests that while there might be long-term anti-inflammatory potential in some contexts, the process of a 10-day fast itself puts the body under significant physiological stress, reflected in these markers. It's a crucial distinction.
Okay. What about autophagy? That's another big buzzword with fasting.
Right, autophagy. It's your body's cellular cleanup crew breaking down old, damaged cell parts. Animal studies do show water fasting promotes it.
And that's linked to disease prevention, things like cancer, Alzheimer's.
Potentially, yes. That's a theory based largely on animal models. But here's the important question for you. How well does that translate to a 10-day unsupervised human fast?
Good point.
The direct human evidence linking this specific scenario, 10 days, no supervision, to significant lasting autophagy benefits is still pretty limited. The risks of such a long fast might actually outweigh that less defined benefit.
So proceed with caution on the autophagy claims for this context.
Exactly. It happens, likely, but maybe not the magic bullet some portray it as, especially given the risks.
What about hormones? Insulin sensitivity is often mentioned.
Yeah, hormonal shifts are big. Fasting can improve sensitivity to insulin, which helps regulate blood sugar, and leptin, the satiety hormone, so potentially better blood sugar control and feeling full signals.
Any others? Growth hormone?
Human growth hormone, HGH, levels might increase initially. That helps preserve muscle, grow cells, metabolize fat.
But it's not all beneficial hormone changes, is it?
No, definitely not. Connecting back to that stress idea, Prolonged fasting messes with a whole cascade of hormones.
Mm.
Corticosteroids, glucagon, thyroid hormones, serotonin, stress hormones like catecholamines. It's complex. These changes are part of the body adapting, but also reflect the stress it's under.
Okay. And quickly, what about things like blood pressure, cholesterol?
There's evidence from medically supervised fasts, keyword, supervised showing blood pressure reductions in people with hypertension.
Device settings, right?
Critical distinction. Some studies show lower triglycerides and cholesterol too. But interestingly, one study found triglycerides actually increased after refeeding. So it's not straightforward, needs more research.
And inflammation markers. Mixed signals there, too.
Very mixed. Some show decreases that bounce back by day 10. But then you have that molecular metabolism study showing increased pro-inflammatory proteins. Again, it highlights the significant physiological stress.
Okay, so the body is under major stress. Given that if someone like you is still considering this, preparation seems absolutely vital, especially with those headaches you mentioned.
Preparation is paramount. For safety and, yeah, potentially making it less difficult, helping with those headaches. Gradual is the key word. You don't want to shock the system.
So no jumping in cold turkey.
Definitely not. Ideally, you'd adjust your diet for a week or two, minimum maybe 2-4 days. The main goal is cutting out stuff that destabilizes you or causes withdrawal.
Like what, specifically?
Processed foods, ultra-processed stuff, added sugars, those mess with blood sugar and can trigger headaches. Caffeine is huge. Since you get headaches, tapering off caffeine gradually over a week or more is really key to avoid withdrawal headaches.
Okay, slow caffeine reduction. Makes sense.
Alcohol, too, it interferes with adaptation. And it's interesting, strict supervised places like True North Health Center, they have protocols eliminating grains, legumes, dairy, meat, seafood for 2 days prior, just fruits and veggies.
Wow, that's intense. Shows how seriously they take it.
Exactly. It underscores the gravity of a prolonged fast.
So what should you focus on eating in that pre-fast phase?
Whole foods, minimally processed. Think non-starchy vegetables, fruits, some complex carbs and lean protein early on for sustained energy before you cut back more strictly. Fiber is good for digestion, satiety, and healthy fats, avocado, nuts can ease the transition into fat-burning mode.
Hydration too, I assume, especially for headaches.
Absolutely critical. Ramp up water intake days before, maybe 2-3 liters the day prior. And be mindful of electrolytes, especially sodium. Fasting makes you lose more sodium in urine.
So maybe a little extra salt beforehand.
Well, a whole food diet is naturally lower in processed salt. Some cautiously suggest a bit more sodium intake during prep, but that really needs medical guidance. Same for magnesium, focus on food sources, maybe supplements if a doctor advises. Proactive hydration and sodium awareness might help your headaches.
Okay, now medications. This feels like a huge flashing warning sign area.
It absolutely is, non-negotiable. Talk to your doctor about every single medication prescription over the counter before fasting. Some need food, some are critical, and stopping abruptly is dangerous.
So don't just stop taking things on your own.
Never. In supervised settings, they might adjust meds like blood pressure pills, but under strict monitoring. Please do not adjust your own meds. Even if you don't think you have conditions like diabetes, other meds could be affected.
Got it. Crucial advice. What about the mental side of preparing?
Just as important. Pick a time when you can rest, especially the first few days. Avoid high-stress periods. Plan your duration. Maybe tell someone you trust. Clear temptations from the house.
And manage expectations.
Totally. A 10-day fast is tough. Energy, mood, focus will likely fluctuate. And prioritize sleep. Good quality sleep before and during is key. Lack of sleep makes everything, including headaches, worse.
Right, we've got a checklist summarizing these prep steps available for you. Okay, so prep done, fast started. What's the day-to-day reality like? Physically, mentally?
It varies, of course, but there are typical stages. Days 1 to 3 are often the toughest. Intense adjustments, hunger pangs as glycogen runs out. Headaches are common, especially if prep wasn't thorough. Fatigue, dizziness when standing up that's orthostatic, hypotension, weakness, sometimes nausea.
And mentally?
Irritability, mood swings, brain fog. Concentration can be really hard.
Sounds pretty rough. Does it get easier? Middle days?
Sometimes. Days 4 to 7, hunger might lessen as ketosis sets in. Energy is variable, though. Some report mental clarity, that fasting high. Others still feel quite fatigued. Your metabolism is really adapting deeply now.
Still risk of dizziness?
Oh yeah, orthostatic hypotension risk continues. Be careful standing up. Autophagy is likely quite active during this phase, too.
And the final stretch. days 8 to 10.
You're still burning fat, but cumulative fatigue can really build. Risks of nutrient depletion, electrolyte issues climb higher if unmanaged. And remember that study showing increased inflammation markers? That challenges the idea it always gets easier. Vigilance is key.
Okay. Let's circle back to headaches, since that's a specific concern for you.
Yeah.
Management strategies during the fast.
Right. Priority 1, hydration, keep fluids up. 2, electrolytes, especially sodium. We'll get more into supplementation, but low sodium is a common headache trigger during fasting.
What else helps?
Rest, quiet, dark room, minimize stress. If it's caffeine withdrawal, well, that highlights the importance of the pre-fast taper.
Any natural remedies people try?
Cold compress on the head, maybe some diluted peppermint oil applied carefully to temples. But, and this is vital, persistent, severe, or worsening headaches. That's a sign to stop the fast and get medical advice immediately.
Got it. Hydration seems simple, just drink water. Any nuances?
A few. General advice is 2-3 liters a day, but remember, food usually provides 20-30% of our fluids, so you might need more water than usual.
What kind of water matters?
Literature mentions pure, distilled, mineral, spring water. Anecdotally, some add a tiny pinch of unrefined sea salt later on for electrolytes, but again, medical advice territory. Monitor urine color, pale yellow is good. Dark means drink more.
Can you drink too much water?
Yes, especially plain water without electrolytes. It can dilute your sodium levels, hyponatremia. That's dangerous too, so balance is key.
Okay, let's dive deeper into electrolytes then. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. Why are they so critical?
They're essential for, well, everything. Nerve function, muscle contractions, fluid balance, heart rhythm. Fasting increases their excretion, and intake drops to 0. So keeping them balanced is non-negotiable for safety.
And symptoms if they're off balance.
Fatigue, headaches, again, key for you, muscle cramps, weakness, confusion, irritability, nausea, digestive upset, and the really scary one, cardiac arrhythmias, irregular heartbeats.
So should you just pop electrolyte supplements?
This is where unsupervised versus supervised gets tricky. Supervised places like True North, they mostly stick to pure water, maybe some vegetable broth if labs or symptoms show an imbalance. They monitor closely and treat if needed, not usually prophylactic supplementation for everyone.
Because self-dosing is risky.
Exactly. Too much or too little can be harmful. Too much often causes digestive issues anyway, but unsupervised fasters often do take supplements proactively, precisely because they lack that medical monitoring safety net.
So it highlights the danger of going it alone.
Absolutely. If you're even considering a 10-day fast, getting personalized medical advice on electrolytes is paramount. Self-prescribing is not recommended. We have a table with general electrolyte info, but it comes with a massive warning. Do not self-manage this based on general info. Consult a professional.
Right. Okay, now thinking about your specific situation, the sedentary desk job, how do you manage that during a 10-day fast? Focus, energy.
It's tough. Prioritize maybe 1-3 essential tasks daily. Schedule demanding stuff for when you feel most alert and possible. Break big projects down. Optimize your workspace. Minimize distractions. Have low-energy breaks ready reading. Maybe a podcast, a very gentle walk. And be prepared for brain fog.
Should you still try to move? Even gentle stuff?
Yes. Avoid intense exercise, obviously, but gentle walks, light stretching, maybe some very light yoga if energy allows.
Oh.
Crucially, take frequent breaks from sitting. Stand up, walk around, do desk stretches, calf raises, arm circles.
Ergonomics matter too.
Yeah, supportive chair, maybe a standing desk option. Light movement helps circulation, mood, perceived energy. Complete rest shouldn't mean total immobility for a desk worker.
What about naps?
Short power naps, 15-20 minutes, might help with fatigue, but prioritize nighttime sleep above all.
Okay. We've got another table summarizing tips for managing common side effects. So after all that, the stress, the challenges, why do people do it? What are the potential benefits they're chasing?
That's the draw, right. But we need to frame those benefits within the evidence and the stress context. Weight loss is the big one. And yes, studies show significant loss, like 12.5 pounds in 7 days, maybe 7-10% body weight in 10-20 days.
That sounds like a lot.
Yep.
But what kind of weight? Is it all fat?
That's the crucial question. A good chunk initially is water weight from glycogen depletion. Fat is lost, yes. But, and this is a major downside, a significant amount is often lean mass.
Muscle.
Muscle loss, how much?
Some studies suggest up to 60% of the weight loss during prolonged fasts could be lean tissue, with a substantial portion being actual muscle.
60%, that's huge.
It is. And losing muscle is bad news long term. Muscle burns calories. Lose muscle, your basal metabolic rate, BMR,
Oops.
drops. One study on a 10-day minimal calorie fast showed a 12% BMR decrease.
Making it easier to regain weight later. Exactly. It undermines the whole goal of sustainable weight management. So the number on the scale drops, but the quality of that loss is poor, potentially setting you back metabolically.
Okay. What about the other potential benefits we touched on? Autophagy, insulin sensitivity.
Right. Potential for autophagy, improved insulin leptin sensitivity, maybe lower blood pressure in hypertensive people, usually in supervised settings, maybe lower triglycerides.
So lots of caveats, right?
Huge caveats. Much is from animal studies, short-term studies, or supervised settings. Long-term benefits of an unsupervised 10-day fast, much less clear. And improvements might be temporary if lifestyle doesn't change. Plus, that finding of increased inflammation counters the uniformly positive claims. The risks might very well outweigh these less certain benefits.
Okay, benefits seem questionable in this context. Let's
Yeah.
really hammer home the risks.
The medical consensus is strong and consistent. Unsupervised water fasts beyond 24-72 hours are exceptionally hazardous. 10 days is firmly in that danger zone.
And medical supervision is the key difference maker.
Absolutely critical for monitoring vitals, blood work, electrolytes, kidney liver function, glucose, managing problems, guiding safe refeeding. Specialized clinics like True North provide this safety net. Without it, the potential for serious harm skyrockets.
What are the specific health risks we're talking about?
It's a long list. Dehydration, even while drinking water. Orthostatic hypotension, dizziness, fainting, falls. Electrolyte imbalances, we've covered how dangerous those are. Cardiac arrhythmias, confusions, seizures, potentially fatal.
Wow. What else?
Nutrient deficiencies inevitable after 10 days. Muscle loss, as discussed. Cardiac stress from electrolyte issues and potential heart muscle breakdown. Kidney strain from dehydration, waste products, that increase in pro-inflammatory proteins, worsening pre-existing conditions like gout, triggering eating disorders, and then refeeding syndrome.
Refeeding syndrome. We need to talk more about that. But first, for you specifically with obesity and a sedentary lifestyle, any extra risks?
The rapid weight loss with muscle loss and BMR reduction. It's particularly counterproductive for long-term sustainable weight management in this context. The profound fatigue might be harder to manage, and inactivity effects could be worse.
What are the absolute stop the fast immediately signs? Red flags.
Okay, critical warning signs. Severe or persistent dizziness, fainting, inability to stand, persistent nausea or vomiting, confusion, disorientation, mental changes, severe dehydration signs despite drinking, dark nuin, extreme thirst, dry mouth skin, heart palpitations, racing or irregular heartbeat, symptoms of ketoacidosis, severe nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, fruity breath, rapid breathing, confusion that's a medical emergency. Basically, anything overwhelming, life-threatening, or extremely distressing means stop and seek medical help now.
Right. We've got a table comparing risks and benefits, and frankly, the risk side looks much heavier.
Yeah.
So let's say someone ignored all advice, did 10 days. What's the next absolutely critical phase?
Breaking the fast safely. The refeeding period. It's just as critical, maybe even more dangerous than the fast itself if done wrong. Refeeding improperly after 10 days risks refeeding syndrome. Fatal potential. Diligence is non-negotiable.
Refeeding syndrome. Explain that more. Why is it so dangerous?
It's a complex metabolic mess. When you restart nutrition after prolonged starvation and 10 days is prolonged, you get rapid shifts in fluids and electrolytes. Introducing carbs calories spikes insulin. Insulin drives glucose, phosphate, potassium, magnesium into cells, but your body's stores are already depleted from the fast.
So levels in the blood plummet.
Exactly. To dangerously low levels, phosphate is key. Hypophosphatemia is a hallmark. Plus, rapid fluid shifts strain the heart. It's a multi-system shock.
Who's most at risk?
Anyone fasting over 5-10 days. Low pre-fast BMI is a risk factor, but it can happen at any weight after prolonged starvation. Significant weight loss during the fast, low electrolytes beforehand all increase risk.
What are the symptoms? How soon can they appear?
Within days of starting to date, it affects everything. Hallmark. Low phosphate. Cardiovascular. Fluid retention, edema, rapid fluid weight gain, shortness of breath, heart failure, arrhythmias, low blood pressure, sudden death, neurological. Confusion, delirium, weakness, tremors, tingling, paralysis, seizures, coma.
Wow, that's terrifying.
Respiratory failure, muscle weakness, pain, breakdown, rhabdomyolysis, GI issues, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, blood issues, anemia, poor immune function, low potassium, low magnesium, thiamine deficiency leading to brain issues. It's incredibly serious. Needs medical management.
So how do you reintroduce food safely? Slow, it seems key.
Very slowly. Phased approach. goal. Gradual readaptation. Patience is crucial. Refeeding should last at least half the fast duration. So 10-day fast equals minimum 5 days refeeding. Some say double it, 20 days.
Minimum 5 days, maybe longer. What's the principle?
Start tiny, slow, easily digestible liquids foods first. Gradually increase portion size and food complexity over days, even weeks, based only on tolerance. Chew thoroughly. Stay hydrated. Listen to your body. Back off if any issues arise. Tolerance varies hugely.
Can you walk us through a possible phased protocol? Just illustratively.
Sure, illustratively, not as medical advice for this situation. Phase 1, days 1 to 2. Gentle rehydration, minimal calories, electrolytes. Think diluted fruit veg juice, low sugar, low sodium broth, water with lemon ACV, no solids, dairy, fats, proteins, complex carbs, sugar, caffeine, alcohol, tiny sips portions. Monitor closely for nausea, bloating, pain, early refeeding signs.
Okay, phase 1, very gentle liquids. Then what?
Phase 2, days 2-3. Introduce soft, easy digest carbs, nutrients. Simple smoothies, fruit water, pureed non-starchy veg, soft ripe fruit. Still avoid fats, heavy proteins, dairy, processed stuff, high fiber raw veg initially, spicy food. Small servings, monitor digestion.
Phase 3, getting more substantial.
Phase 3, days 3 to 4. Gradually add fiber, introduce lean proteins, steamed baked non-starchy veg, small amounts poached baked fish, skinless chicken, soft eggs, tofu. Still avoid fried red meat, dairy if sensitive, processed high sugar, small protein portions. See how you tolerate protein fiber.
Phase 4, closer to normal food.
Phase 4, days 4 to 5. Introduce complex carbs, healthy fats in small amounts, well-cooked whole grains, small amount, bit of avocado, a few well-chewed nut seeds. Still avoid heavy rich meals, processed, excess sugar, salt. Gradually increase portions if tolerated. Observe carefully.
And phase 5 and beyond.
Phase 5, days 5. Transition towards a balanced whole food diet. Keep expanding variety, more fruits, veg, lean protein, whole grains, legumes slowly, nuts, seeds. Avoid highly processed fast food, sugary drinks, unhealthy fats. Aim for balance, listen to hungerfulness, be aware of lingering sensitivity. Keep monitoring for delayed refeeding symptoms.
What foods are absolute no-nos right at the start of refeeding?
Large, heavy meals. Processed foods, sugary stuff, dairy initially, high-fat fried foods, too much fiber too fast, spicy foods, caffeine and alcohol. Refeeding takes discipline. Rushing negates benefits and causes severe harm. We have a table outlining this phased approach, but again, medical guidance is essential after a 10-day fast.
Right. It really drives home that a 10-day water fast isn't sustainable, especially for you with obesity and a sedentary lifestyle. What are healthier, more sustainable alternatives?
You hit the nail on the head. It's not a long-term fix. Much of the weight lost is water and muscle regained quickly, and the potential metabolic slowdown makes future weight loss harder. Long-term success depends entirely on lasting diet lifestyle changes afterwards. Without those, results are fleeting.
That metabolic rate reduction is a serious long-term hurdle.
It really is. Losing muscle, body slowing down to conserve energy, it makes weight regain easier and future loss harder. Completely undermines long-term goals.
So if someone is interested in fasting, what are safer, more sustainable types?
Intermittent fasting, or IF, is generally much less extreme. It cycles eating and fasting periods regularly. Because you do eat regularly, risks of severe deficiencies and side effects are much lower.
What are common IF methods?
The 168 method is popular: 16-hour fast, 8-hour eating window daily. Often just means skipping breakfast. Pretty convenient. There's the 5.2 diet. Eat normally 5 days, restrict to 500, 600 calories on 2 non-consecutive days.
Any others?
Alternate day fasting, ADF, or variations like 4.3, 3 fasting lomical days a week.
Okay.
One study suggested 4.3 might be better for weight loss than daily calorie restriction for some.
What are the benefits of IF compared to a long water fast?
Weight loss, improved insulin sensitivity, potential heart-brain benefits. Crucially, IF is generally better at preserving muscle mass than prolonged severe restriction.
Side effects, sustainability.
Milder side effects, usually initial hunger, headaches, manageable with hydration electrolytes, fatigue, irritability. Electrolyte drinks might help during fasts. Many find IF easier to stick with long-term than constant dieting, though research varies. Long-term effects are still studied. The easy factor might be better found in sustainability and metabolic kindness, not short, extreme, risky interventions.
Makes sense. And beyond fasting, what general lifestyle strategies are key for sustainable weight management, especially with a desk job?
It has to be multifaceted. Nutrient-dense, whole food diet, fruits, veg, lean protein, whole grains, minimize processed stuff, sugary drinks, unhealthy fats. Portion control, mindful eating, tuning into hungerfulness, avoiding distracted eating.
And activity, non-negotiable, right?
Absolutely non-negotiable. Aim for 30 minutes moderate activity most days, brisk walking, cycling, and integrate movement at work. Stand walk breaks, stairs, desk exercises, standing desk, even short bursts help.
What else?
Hydration, plenty of water, sleep, 7 to 9 hours. Quality sleep is vital for hormone balance. Stress management, healthy coping mechanisms, and focus on gradual, consistent changes you can maintain. Relying solely on a 10-day fast without changing daily activity and diet, unlikely to bring lasting benefits.
Right. We also have a table comparing these different fasting methods side by side. Okay,
Yeah.
bringing it all together. Final recommendations for you, our listener, on this health journey.
Okay, summarizing the 10-day water fast. Deep metabolic shifts, yes. Rapid weight loss, yes. But with significant water and muscle loss hurting your metabolism. Potential benefits like insulin sensitivity exist, but are weighed against huge risks.
Yeah.
Severe electrolyte imbalances, life-threatening, dehydration, fainting, nutrient deficiencies, heart stress, dangerous refeeding syndrome, it's absolutely not easy. And increased inflammation markers show major bodily stress.
So the bottom line recommendation is,
Unequivocally, consult a healthcare professional, your doctor, a registered dietitian with fasting expertise. Do this before even considering a 10-day or any prolonged fast, especially crucial given your BMI and headache history.
what can they do?
Assess your health, check for contraindications, review medications, discuss your personal risks benefits, guide prep if appropriate and safe, rare unsupervised, advise on monitoring electrolytes if supervised, plan safe refeeding if undertaken under guidance, and importantly, explore safer, sustainable alternatives with you. Attempting this unsupervised, high risk of serious harm.
It really boils down to informed decisions and putting safety first.
Exactly. The desire for quick results is understandable, but safety has to be paramount with extreme measures. Don't let rapid results overshadow serious risks. Weigh the often limited or short-term benefits against significant severe risks. Prioritize long-term health with sustainable practices.
We can consider those safer alternatives.
Yes. Explore less extreme options like IF 168 5.2, combined with balanced whole foods and regular activity. Better balance of efficacy, safety, sustainability. At the end of the day, the most effective and truly easy path is safe, sustainable, and supports overall well-being without undue risks. An unsupervised 10-day water fast doesn't fit that bill for most, especially with obesity. Medical guidance is essential.
Thank you for taking this deep dive with us. It's so clear that informed decisions and professional advice are absolutely crucial when considering extreme dietary changes. We really encourage you to talk to a healthcare professional about your specific situation and find safe, sustainable ways to reach your health goals.
Absolutely. And maybe, considering how complex our bodies are, the real deep dive isn't into extreme restriction, but into understanding how to consistently nourish our health in a balanced way. Just a thought. What's one small, sustainable change you could explore this week that nudges you closer to your well-being goals?